Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching this out there on the World Wide Web. This is Jeremy Geelan for SYS-CON TV. We're here at 9th Cloud Expo, Silicon Valley. We have our good friend Uri Budnik, who runs the partner program, the ISV Partner Program at RightScale. Day 4, it's been a long show. You guys have been as busy as we've been, but partnerships, this must mean multi-cloud we're talking. It's your bailiwick, Uri.
So yes, it's been a tremendous show, busy crowds, lots of interesting stuff going on. What we've announced in the last few days, taking advantage of all the local activity around the Cloud Computing Cloud Expo trade show, is partnerships with SoftLayer, with DataPipe, with IDC Frontier Japan, with Rackspace. So we are truly delivering on this promise of the ability to deliver multi-cloud deployments.
And these are big players.
Correct, yes. I mean, it's really been years in the making of all these companies saying, well, the promise of the cloud is that you can deploy your applications and choose a provider based on a geographical preference. Maybe you need to put something in a location that's closer to the ultimate users of that, or based on a particular set of features, how their technology works. And what we have been doing throughout is making it easier for the enterprises, for the companies that want to be able to take advantage of this diverse resource pools, to not have to rewrite and recreate their IT infrastructure in their environments by using our cloud management platform.
And you mentioned, it's taken years. What have been the barriers? What were the inhibitors to that being, from year 2 of cloud? I make it this about year 4 by now.
So, I mean, we are quite literally going through a massive and tectonic shift in the way that companies buy, pay, and consume IT resources. So it's not something that happens very quickly, but it's a change that now, for us that have been at this for a few years, we recognize that it's clear to everybody else now that this idea of consuming IT services in a much more service-oriented way, it's clear for everybody. It's taken a long time because existing data center companies have been changing their business in a not insignificant way. It is not something that they can do overnight. Right. And at the same time, we're adapting with them to make it possible to use our cloud management system to deploy into their environments. And the thing about not just cloud infrastructure, but software, is that software is hard and it takes a while to develop, especially when you need to create systems that are mission critical for companies that are going to rely on how that runs. So it's been a long on-ramp, and actually now we're delivering on those capabilities.
Right, so no one should read into that, it can't have been worth doing, it's taken so long to get traction. It's simply because it's complex and it's going as fast as it can.
Correct. And in fact, we had, forgive me, let me turn the ringer off here.
You see, the cloud never stops, it's chasing you.
So in fact, our CEO, Michael Crandell, gave a keynote presentation in our conference, and he showed a graph of all the compute power being managed by RightScale customers. And as you might imagine, the graph goes up and to the right. It increases. And then he overlaid compute power managed by companies that are deploying in more than one cloud to show the significance of how much that is. And it's the majority of the companies that are using large compute power, a significant amount of resources, are also using multiple resource pools. So, that saying, I think it's Steve Gibson, the sci-fi writer, that said the future is here. It's just not evenly distributed. There's a number of leading edge companies that perhaps for competitive reasons they don't want to let everybody know how they're taking maximum advantage of this technology, that have been actually for a while, for a year and a half, for a couple of years. And now the information is trickling out. Other companies are finding out how they too can deploy very highly redundant distributed environments without having to take massive capital expenditures, and being able to be redundant by having data centers East Coast and West Coast without shipping equipment back and forth and all that. So that's the news that's starting to come out in a big way now.
So how will this play out now, Uri? So those are the really, major partners. Just this goes on expanding, or how does it work from here on, 2012, 2013?
We think it does. We have this map of the world where we show all our different partners and all their data center locations, and it's getting quite crowded. What we foresee into the future is standardizing on some APIs so that as the number of companies and data center companies increases, they can talk to a specific gateway that we're creating, that we're actually open sourcing, so that they can connect via an established set of APIs, so it'll be a lot easier for a cloud provider in any given part of the world to say, yes, we can RightScale enable our cloud, make it easier for our customers to use the RightScale automation, and from my role at RightScale, the library of ISV server templates, all that enterprise software that we have from companies like IBM and Vertica and Zen PHP and many others, that all of a sudden there's a whole catalog of software applications that you can more easily deploy.
Okay, let's imagine I'm watching this out there on the World Wide Web. I say, oh my God, I need to reach out to Uri. I want to get involved. How should they do that?
RightScale.com, there's an easy way to contact us from right there. And we're always interested in hearing from people out there. What are they interested in? What are they looking to do with the cloud? And can we help them?
Perfect. Call to action from Uri Budnik, in charge of the ISV Partner Program at RightScale. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Here in Silicon Valley, and thank you for following along out there in the World Wide Web.